Well, right. When you go to West Palm Beach, Florida, one of the things you're learning is that the entire Trump team gathering to try to come up with the core team that will make up his next cabinet when he returns to Washington. The guy's name is often mentioned for a variety of positions, actually. It's a guy who played a role in the last Trump administration, Chad Wolf, the former acting Homeland Security Secretary. Chad, Secretary, very good to have you. Are you interested? Would you want to play a role? Maybe Homeland Security again? What are your thoughts?
Well, Neil, thanks for having me on. Look, it's always a pleasure and an honor to be asked to serve, particularly by President Trump. I served him for 4 years. He is a reformer. He is a disruptor. So if asked, I would certainly be willing to serve again. I think it would be an honor of a lifetime.
All right. If you were back at Homeland Security and more than acting role here, you would be looking at this deportation, I guess, the president-elect wants to see. I don't know how many it would involve. I know the initial targets would be gang members, dangerous types, and all the rest. How do you think that'll all go down?
Well, look, I think it's really important for folks to remember that there's an element in an office within DHS that removes people every single day. But what we've seen over these last 4 years are record low number of removals. So first and foremost, you just got to let those law enforcement agencies or officers and agents do their job. And it's not just a snapshot. It's not 1 day or 1 month that you're going to see millions of folks being removed, but it's going to be a sustained effort over a period of time. And at the end of that period, you will likely see more individuals removed, dangerous individuals, as President Trump has said, out of this country, back to their home countries. Those folks that don't have a legal right to remain here in the United States need to be removed back to their home countries. But you got to be serious about it. You've got to dedicate resources and policy to it. And I think that's what President Trump is talking about.
Secretary, do you have any, from your days there overseeing Homeland Security, how many illegals are in this country? Some put it 15 million, others 20 million. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's certainly north of 15. A number that was always cited to us during the Trump administration was 11 to 12,000, but then that number was almost 10 years old at that point. And so you have to think about the number of folks that have come in over the last 4 years, the number of gotaways and others. So when you talk about the illegal alien population in the United States, my guess, and it is a guess, but it's an educated guess, it's probably north of 20 million folks.
All right, so that would be one of the biggest and most, initial acts on the part of the president-elect upon assuming office, that and the tax cuts, I guess. Do you think that this is the #1 issue for the president when he gets in?
Well, I think securing the border is, and certainly the deportation plan is part of that. But there's a whole element, or a whole host, I should say, of policies and procedures and actions that probably should be taking, that his team is most likely looking at, on how do you secure that border, from physical infrastructure to remain in Mexico to a variety of other things. Parole, you got to look at all the parole that has been given out over these last 4 years. So there's a number of things to secure that border, but the deportation plan is certainly a big part of that, right? Because that's about holding individuals accountable. When they break the law and they commit additional criminal acts in the United States, it's time to remove these folks. And we just unfortunately have not seen that over the last 4 years.
Got it. We'll watch closely. Chad Wolf, always good seeing you. Thank you very much.